just found out for a second year in a row that we won the Top Choice Awards for personal trainers in Vancouver. We wanted to celebrate the giver's gain mentality with achieving this award by giving you some freebies on what you can do to develop a happier and healthier you. So we want to show you that living a happy and healthy and fit lifestyle is not only possible, but also easy and actually fun once you start doing it. So we found that all it takes is just a little bit of planning and then some creativity. So what we've done for you is we're going to include some links below. One of them is for our gratefulness / time tracking journal. What we found is that when you're grateful for things and consistently write it down, it actually gets your mind to think on more positive topics. And then when you're constantly thinking of more positive things in life, typically you see more positive opportunities. And when that happens, your stress goes down a little bit. And then in the other portion of our journal, we have a weekly time tracker that will count out, it'll have a spot for every hour in the day. And what you're going to do is write down what you do every single day, every hour of the day. Once you write all that down, you're going to see maybe similarities of where you can maybe group like items together to save on some time throughout the day. Or you might see some things that you're doing right now that possibly might not be serving you. So maybe you have some goals and you're doing some things that you think are getting to your goals, but maybe it's not serving you when you actually watch it and write it out in paper. So then you can figure out, okay, these things are not serving me, these things are serving me. And then just by Xing out just a couple of things that possibly weren't doing as much as you thought will give you more free time. When you have a little bit more free time in your life and you can step back and look at the bigger picture and figure out what your goals are on all aspects of life and how you need to get there, we find that having an efficient time tracker will help keep you on track and stay on the correct game plan and a little bit less stress throughout the day. I'm just going to give one quick example of how this would help you. So let's say throughout the day you've noticed that at 9 a.m. you check your email, at 10 a.m. you check your email, noon you check your email, and everything. You just write down everything you've done and you're like, wow, I checked my email 10 times throughout the day. And you're like, why did I check my emails? And maybe it's because you get a notification on your phone all the time that there's a new email. One step would be, okay, do I need to check it all the time? Am I just checking it and then I'm like, oh, I don't have enough time to reply to this person. I'll do it later. Well, then why don't you just make a quick little change? For example, what I've personally done is at the beginning of my day, I check my emails. I allot myself time. I write it down in my calendar how much time I'm going to allot to my emails. I allot 30 to 40 minutes of going through my emails at the beginning of every single day. And I answer as much as I can get done. And then I filter what I need to get done a little bit later and I schedule it for the end of my day. At the end of my working day, I go back and I check my emails. And again, I answer as much as I can, doing another 40-minute segment. And typically, since I've been doing it consistently, there's zero emails in my inbox at any given time. By the end of the working day. And what I've done to help myself so that I don't keep clicking on the mail icon is in my phone, a quick sneak peek of what I'll talk more a little bit later in a future video, is the stress of our phone. So almost all these little dings or flashes and notifications, our body is kind of interpreting it as emergencies and we need to answer it right now. Versus if you didn't have your phone in your hand and you're walking around, you wouldn't be as stressed because you don't see all these things flashing at you or dinging or vibrating and causing you a little bit of anxiety. I have to answer this now. I have to react to it right now. So go into your settings and go into your notifications and let's just experiment with the mail for this moment. Go into the notifications, go into your mail, and then disable the badge icons. What that is when you have a new email, let's say one new email on your app, or 100 new emails, how many ever you have. Disable that. Also, you can disable it from the lock screen. Disable that as well. Disable it from popping up across the top of the screen. All options that you can disable. because if you're checking your email twice a day or whatever you wrote down for yourself, that should be sufficient. And if you need to write in that you're checking your email more often in your time tracker or less often, you'll figure that out in the next week. Once you have that, you can move on to the next step, and then you can do it maybe in your messages that you receive. In the text messages, you can do the same thing. You can disable it from the badge icons. You can disable it from the lock screen. And if you really want to keep some notifications on, you can have it deliver quietly, so that if you just swipe down, I know from the iPhone, if you swipe down, then it can display the messages in there. So that's called deliver quietly. Or when you click on your message icon to see if there's new messages, it'll still display all there. You just don't have all these flashing alerts because most of the time they're not emergencies. And then I just keep going through this process and only have on what's an emergency. So if you consider a phone call that you need to be an emergency, then maybe have that notification on. For the rest of your social media in the following weeks, or right now if you choose to, same thing. You can go into the notification setting, disable the badge icons, disable the lock screen, everything, and then just write down in your time tracking journal when you would like to check social media, how much time you would like to spend on there. It'll be a process, it's just habits that you're creating. And then see how that affects you, and then comment again back to us and see how that affected you in a month. Was it a great experience? Was it a negative experience? What would you like to change? How would you like to do more moving forwards? So that's kind of the self-development that we offer with all our clients as well. So it's not just beating you up and putting you through kick-ass workouts. We can do that as well, and we do that. But most of everything in life is mental. So that's a couple of free tips that we'll give you in our free gratefulness and time tracking journal. I'm also going to include in the links below what I personally do every year is I have a big desktop calendar that I can have on the desktop or more so on the wall that I hang up, so I can visually see the weeks and I can plan out my goals and work backwards from that. Once I've figured out the full year from that, I have a journal, a weekly journal that I can write down what I need to do as well. So I kind of almost duplicate what I did in the big journal or the big calendar. And then after all that, then I have it in my digital files. So on my calendar on my iPhone, I have it in there instead of just the way of just having it digital where you only have it in the calendar on your iPhone and you're like, oh, this task was due. Oh my God, I didn't do XYZ task to get to that completion. At least if you have a goal, whether let's just talk about fitness, you're like, I have a goal this year for 2020 to lose 10 pounds. Okay, I want to lose a pound a week and achieve it by the end of the year. So you work backwards and you're like, I want to lose maybe 1 pound. I changed it. Maybe I want to lose 1 pound a month, and factoring in summertime, I might be maintaining because maybe I'm going out to patios and there's a chance that typically I gain some weight, but this time I'm going to plan it out so that I'm just maintaining. Factor in all the scenarios and work backwards. That's typically what we do with our clients. But again, you can do for yourself if you would like as well. Order them. I'll put the links below from Amazon. You can get them from wherever. I just found Amazon's cheap and fast and easy. More tips and tricks will be coming throughout the New Year's, but basically what I wanted to say is I'm grateful for everybody that voted for us to be the top trainers in Vancouver. It's amazing that you gave us so much feedback, and along with the feedback, it's great. I'll get to see the report really soon of what we did well at and what you would like us to improve at. I always like to see where we can improve because everybody, no matter who you are, there are areas to improve. Nobody's perfect, and things change from year to year to year. So thank you so much first of all, for nominating us, whoever initially started the nomination for Top Trainer Award. And then thank you for everybody that voted. We also do have a prize that we'll announce later. It's a draw that everybody that did vote for us is winning $100. So not every single person, but every person that reviewed us, good or bad, in the nomination process, got a raffle ticket towards where we're going to pull it out of the hat and then somebody's going to win the $100. So Thank you for choosing TurnFit, and we hope that we can help you create a happier and healthier you. Cheers and dominate 2020.